Welcome back to TMZ Live, and the debate over whether or not kids should be back in school is continuing, and it seems there are a lot of people who think it is safe, but there are some of the teachers' unions who don't seem convinced yet, and President Biden's administration right in the middle of this battle. There's some news about testing, actually, for kids, that COVID testing could be something that is possible for kids and effective.
Oh, no, they're doing it. They're doing it right now.
Are they doing it, however, just doing the clinical testing, or are they actually testing the kids?
No, they're doing clinical testing, but the way I understood it, because I heard Dr. Fauci today talking about that some of these drug companies are going to be doing massive tests on kids as young as 5 or 6, he said. It may take a while to do, he said, maybe as long as a year, but they're going to start doing these tests. But things are immediate right now. People are talking now.
Right. And yes, of course, this means, as I said, some big decisions for the president and his administration. Joining us now to talk about these issues and how we move forward, former Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan. Secretary, welcome back to TMZ Live. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
So the last time we did talk about this a little bit, and things have developed. And, it looks like certainly kids 16 and over are safe enough to get the vaccine, but you're not going to be inoculating enough kids. How do you feel about what the teachers' unions and many teachers are saying that, it's great to say we want to get back into the classroom, but the teachers are saying we want vaccinations. How do you come down on this?
Well, these are all obviously extraordinarily complicated and important questions, but people are really coming together and figuring this out. And the fact of the matter is you have schools across the country that are safely opening. And I talk to superintendents all the time, whether it's in Boston or Broward County in Florida, or whether it's San Antonio in Texas. And where they are opening, they are absolutely adhering to strict protocols. And the anecdotal evidence that I'm hearing, as has been reinforced by the CDC, saying that when schools operate safely, often, honestly, the schools are safer than the broader community. And so we need to open very carefully, very thoughtfully, gradually, but it's important to get our children back into a physical learning environment for not just obviously academic reasons, but I desperately worry about the social and emotional damage that this past year has cost our students, and giving them a chance to start to be around their peers, to start to have normal friendships again is vitally important.
Secretary, it seems like this really comes down to, and what you said about the impact on kids, the social impact. I think a lot of people agree that is something that has to be addressed. But the issue seems to be, I don't want to say convincing, well, I guess it is, convincing the unions of the importance there. And how does the Biden administration begin to tackle that without ruffling feathers? He's just in office. I'm sure he doesn't want to ruffle the feathers of people who supported him to get him in office. But obviously, that's what this comes down to, is getting the unions on board.
Well, I think at the end of the day, while there may be some slight differences of opinion, we're all on the same page. President Biden has been absolutely clear. He campaigned on the idea of getting schools open within the first 100 days. But the goal is not to open them. The goal is to open them very, very safely. And doing that thoughtfully, doing that carefully, doing it in partnership between unions and local leaders. As you know, there are 15,000 school districts, so this is going to be negotiated at the local level. That is absolutely happening everywhere. And then obviously we're getting close to March now, and we got to think about what we do this summer. And the fact that we've been out for a year, let's say we open for 2 or 3 months and close back down, that makes no sense whatsoever. And how do we think about a fantastic summer for our kids, helping them catch up academically, but thinking about extracurriculars, and then thinking about how we start the fall with as many children caught up as possible academically, not starting the next school year behind. We have to do all of those things simultaneously. So it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of sense of urgency, but we have to fight for our kids. Our kids have been through hell. It's not their fault. This was a natural disaster, the pandemic that morphed into a man-made catastrophe due to the lack of leadership from the Trump administration. We have to do much better for our kids right now.
Secretary, were you suggesting that perhaps we're talking about having kids go to school through the summer as a catch-up? I agree with you that the time absolutely is needed, But that seems like a tough sell to kids that you're not going to have your summer off. But is that something that is being discussed?
Kids may throw tomatoes at me and they may disagree, but let me just take 1 second and explain. We have many children that are 9, 12 months behind academically. We do them no favors, none, if they come back to school in the fall that far behind, because frankly, they may not ever catch up. So we basically have a 6 or 7 month sprint between now and September to get them back to where they need to be. But the academic piece is just one piece of it. I really want to give kids a chance to have some fun this summer, to do some things they love to do, to hang out with their friends. And school buildings can be sites for all those things. Again, whether it's dance or drama or music or art or sports, whatever, just some time to hang out with their friends. We have to work on all these things simultaneously. Yeah. But to say to kids that this summer you should go back into this virtual Zoom world makes no sense academically, socially, or emotionally. We got to be really creative and think about how we use those critical months in lots of different ways so we can start the fall as strong and as full as possible.
I mean, everything you're saying just makes so much sense. And the socialization part of this, that's something that's going to last a lifetime for these kids. And it's as important, if not even more important than knowledge. You can Google knowledge, Google socialization. So everything you're saying just makes so much sense. Thank you so much, Secretary.
Thanks so much for the opportunity. Have a good day now.